Welcome, friends. Welcome to Crypto Basics, presented by Crypto Knights. So, what about Crypto Basics and who is the person behind it? So, we always know who's behind the Crypto Basics and Crypto Knights. It's our very dear Dr. Kanth Are. Doctor, how are you on the other side?
Excellent, Sushakya. Good morning here and good evening there. Hope all is well.
Rightly said. So there is a lot of things that are currently happening in crypto world, and there are also questions coming to our website as well as on our social media handles. And we are right now trying to filter as much as possible and come up with the best possible questions to you so that we can get a better idea of what is actually happening and what are the actual answers to those beautiful questions. So this week we have lined up few questions for you like we do always, and we expect very simplistic answers of them. So this week, the thing over here is there was this very, very curious question I would ask. I would rather say this term curious because he says that are we in a crypto bubble? Are we living in a crypto bubble? Like, how true is that, or how wrong is that? And sure shot, you are the person to answer it. So go for it.
Thank you, Sushakya. I appreciate that. Yeah. So here is the chart, the global total market capitalization, right? So if you look at 2013, it was around 1.8 billion, and 2015 was around 5 billion, right? 2016, it was around 6 billion. So, and 2017 was around 16 billion. So if you take all the way towards the end, it went from 16 to probably 160. It went up about 10 times. Obviously, if you look at it from a company point of view, let's say there was a company called Microsoft, its revenues will grow 10 times over several years, right? Now, this happened all in 1 year. So nobody needs to tell us that there is an underlying bubble. A bubble is when the valuation is exploding and the underlying value is not increasing as quickly, right? So that is what the definition of a bubble is. So here what is happening is the market cap is exploding for the total market cap, and probably about 90-95% of the ICOs, as they are called, initial coin offerings or tokens, is absolutely worthless. It's very similar to the dot-com boom times, right? And let's look at this article, for example. Are we in a bubble? And the reason we know that it's a bubble because it's rising tremendously quickly. If you look at this on the positive note, if we are in a bubble, the 2000 dot-com bubble was primarily North American. This is global. And that was 3 to 5 trillion already, and this could be 5-10 times that much. And it says the most important thing I want to draw your attention to, it says is currently worth only 300 billion. So if you look at the date of this article, this was written in November 29, 2017, right? And November, that is, let's say December 1st, just for the heck of it. And today is January 6th. About 36 days later, the 300 billion is now, what was it? 750 plus billion. So how can an entire industry market cap grow by, or to, what is it, 2.5 times? It increased by 1.5 times by 750 billion minus 300. That's 450 billion. And that's the increase. You're talking about that's the increase in 35 days. So definitely, there's no doubt that it is in a bubble. There's no question about that. And especially, okay, everybody starts talking about cryptos and bitcoins, then we obviously have a bubble situation. So so people say, oh yeah, but if I buy good companies, I'll be fine. Yeah, well, even good companies are extremely inflated in their market cap. Look at Microsoft in dot-com bubble times. It took literally, that was probably $60 or something. It took about 20 years, 17, 18 years to reach that value back again. If you were unfortunate enough to buy Cisco there around $80, you would still be holding it today at 1/4 or 1/5 of the price. I don't think it'll ever go back to that price. And Intel, it's the same thing. Look at Amazon. It took even Amazon 7 years before it could reach that, and so on and so forth. Intuit and Priceline and all of these companies. Obviously, some of these better companies took lesser time. So, what do we do anyway? This is a good article, no doubt about that. And there are others on Quora. There are a lot of questions and responses. You can go through them. But bottom line is, they're all saying the same, right? The party is just beginning. There will be a crash, and then there will be a resurgence. We all believe in that, and the resurgence will result in real innovation and solid valuation. So just like we saw, quote unquote real, some people don't consider them real, but they're worth a lot of money. They are real, trust me. Google, Facebook, Amazon, Microsoft, Netflix, all of these real internet companies, were like the phoenixes coming out of the ashes of the 2000 bubble. We're going to see something similar, I believe, right? So if we look back, that's really what we're going to see is, nobody knows when it will crash. So is the ride fun? Can you make money? Oh yeah. But when it falls, the ride will be very, very rapid as well. It'll be, in my opinion, 10x more rapid than it was in the dot-com bubble bursting days, because the technology is superior, faster, more people are all operating instantly out of their mobile phones. So once the reverse mania hits, I think everybody will hit the sell button simultaneously. And we're already seeing crypto exchanges, even now in the beginning of January, clogged and slow and crashing, and all of that is already happening. So, and that is just during the mania of going up. Can you imagine what's going to happen on the way down, right? So that would be my answer. I think we are definitely in a crypto bubble, and let's look at these. Another viewpoint is, let's look at the market caps, and you'll see Bitcoin, or even if you rationalize Bitcoin's 300 billion market cap. Ripple, my God, blockchain is supposed to be a decentralized technology, and here they centralize it and they're selling it to banks. The very companies, Satoshi Nakamoto, wherever he is, must be really distressed because his goal was to get the banks and government out of the way, presumably. But Ripple is doing the exact opposite, and for absolutely no real reason, its valuation is 120 billion, way above Ethereum. So and so and on and on and on, right? Cardano is supposed to be an ether killer, I guess, 25 billion. IOTA, I mean, all of these are good potential, but unproven. So pure speculation is what is happening, right? These are all pure speculation. So if I take one of the companies, okay, let's take Verge, right? One of my friends was talking about, how we purchased that and it went up 40%. I mean, it's kind of random if you really look at it. As recent as 2016 and 2017, you're talking about the daily volume being $400. It's an absolutely unknown company, and suddenly let's get this Bitcoin price out. Just look at that's the US dollar price on Coin Market Cap. So as recent as that's 0.00, right? It's one by whatever, one by 100th, one by thousandth of a cent, really, if it is 001. So this is 008. So 8 by thousandth of a cent is what you're talking about. And that was in December 2017. And now how much is it? 17 cents. I hope you're understanding the 100 times increase in price. So how can somebody's market cap go from 25 million to 250 to 2.5 billion in a month? I hope you're understanding that. Okay. So let me stop the screen share. So bottom line is, yes, we are in a bubble. No, we don't know when it's going to end. Is the ride up going to be fun? Certainly is. Should you do it? That's totally up to you. Certainly you shouldn't do it with any money you cannot afford to lose. But when it comes crashing down, you will lose. Probably all of your profits will be wiped out and some of your principal. So others say, hey, if I have doubled my money, can I take my principal out? Oh, absolutely. Any strategies to hedge your bets and safeguard your original principal and some of your profits? I would encourage those. But also play it safe. Have fun, but play it safe because it's going to come crashing down. But I do believe that out of the crash will come the real phoenixes that will fly, and those are the companies we are looking out for. And there are many real good companies underlying, but that doesn't necessarily mean just because they're a good company, good team, and good idea doesn't necessarily mean they'll succeed. Because there's some really good companies that will not make it because of poor market timing, poor adoption rates, and just things don't work out. That's what is a risk inherent to a business. So right now, as I heard somebody say, when there is a tornado, even a pig can fly. So today, everybody is a pundit. Everybody is able to make money in the crypto market, just like in the dot-com days. And everybody comes out with the next big name because there are 30 to 40 ICOs. That's what somebody told me. I never verified that, but I can ICOs that are going live every single day, and that's about 1,000 of them per month. Probably 150, 200, about 10, 20, 15, 20% of them are meeting their soft caps. That's still huge, right? And if you just look at, let me go back to the screen share and look at how many are there. If you look at coin market cap, cryptocurrencies, right, and tokens, so that you're talking about 1,300 of them, right? So that's just on coin market cap, and they don't necessarily list all of them. So let's say there are double or triple of that, 2,500 to 3,000, 3,500 of these really actively traded tokens. You're talking about almost as big as, right? You're talking about as big as NASDAQ and YSE type of, in terms of numbers, probably a little bit less, but you get the point. So there's an explosion in terms of what is happening in terms of ICOs, and there are too many of them. So out of 150 that come out every month, if 3 or 4 eventually succeed in the next 5 years, that would be the realistic thing, right? So maybe 10. So you're looking at 90 to 95%, maybe 99% of the ICOs that are getting funded will be out of business. Most of them in 12 to 24 months, and almost all of them in 5 years, right? So that's my guess. And a lot of it is because they have no business being in business. They have no business really. They have only a white paper. They really don't have a business. So, and everybody's planning an ICO. They're thinking about the idea as they're writing the white paper. So that is scary. But then there are others who have an existing business. They have existing traction, and they're looking at this as it should be, which is, hey, I raised 1 round of angel funding or a round of Series A funding, and me as a CEO, I'm spending all my life going after investors and raising money instead of running my business. I found a more efficient way of raising money called ICOs. So let me go there, use my real legit business, and raise 10 or 20 million dollars, have a hard cap, raise the money, and use that to grow and scale my company. Are those companies out there? Yes, but they're lost in the rubble, and that's going to be the good news. Once the bubble bursts, it's almost like the cleansing happens. The majority of the nonsense goes away, and then hopefully you are left with a bunch of serious players. Not necessarily all, there'll still be risk, there'll still be failures, but at least you're looking at no ICO overload. So you can look at some good companies and find the famgas of the future, the famgas of the crypto. Hope that helps, Sushakya.
Yeah, that would be really helpful, and it was very insightful, truly to be said. With this, I basically got a rough understanding of what you actually meant, and I think for our viewers, it would be really great to come up and view this insight of yours through our video, and to actually clarify and get clarified about what is actually going on and what is this terminology that flies around us without understanding. We keep on telling them. So thank you again, Kanth, and I would request our viewers and all our listeners to please come back to us, comment down there on our comment section, and tell your views or ask your questions so that we can filter them, or we can directly come up with another discussion with your question. So thank you again, Dr. Kanth, and with that we'll come to the end of this episode. I hope everything helped for us and your answers.
If somebody has a question, how do they send out an email to us?
If somebody has a question, then what they can do is there is an website, there is an email ID for them for the details. We'll be adding the description of where the address of our questioning would be given on our comment section and our description also. So can you read, if you read on those lines, you can get an email address and you can directly mail us your question as well as any of your doubts for your further queries or your further queries. I think that would satisfy. Okay.
Awesome.
Thank you. That's it for today. Hope to see you very soon.